Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays RimWorld. The last couple of episodes have gone up, and it seems like the major complaint is the way that I pronounce sterile. And, you know, sometimes you guys give me wonderful advice. Hey dummy, why don't you put your stove and your butcher table closer to the freezer or inside the freezer? And then, you know, your meal cooking will be more efficient. And then sometimes I look at the comments, and there's, you know, 70 people like, the way he says sterile makes me want to punch him in the face. Like, you gotta prioritize. There's different pronunciations for different words of all the things to get bumped out. I don't even, you know what? I'm gonna be the bigger man. I'm still gonna say sterile. By the way, the other big piece of advice was that sterile tiles do not give you much benefit in the kitchen. There was some scuttlebutt. Maybe it gives you 0. Maybe it gives you a little. But the general consensus is, even if it gives you a little benefit, that benefit is much lower than the actual cost to build it. So this was a waste. That's okay. We know for the future. In the hospital, still very sensible. But in the... not in the hospital, not very sensible, which is understandable. So, I mean, the bugs were super annoying, but at the very least, thanks for making our freezer, like, slightly larger. Not that we need that right now. What are our principal concerns in the moment? Well, we have no wounded colonists anymore, but we have a lot at major break risks, and I think that Dan just needs to let it ride. Night owl in daytime, someone killed by organ harvest, all things that seem reasonable to me. Things that make sense to complain about. I don't know if I want to give them a mood debuff by getting rid of the you know, graves here, and then forcing us to make some more grow zones, but we do need some more grow zones. We were running out of space in our colony, and a grow zone is essential. Right now we have corn, and we have potatoes. It's good. I mean, we still have 4,000 food stored up, which is awesome, but we need probably more cloth in order to create medicine, so we need a small, and I think it can be small, cotton grow zone, and probably a grow zone that gives us, I mean, how's heal root doing? We have a lot of herbal medicine right now. One thing we could do, actually, is just build a big grow zone indoors, and maybe even split it 50-50, like half cotton, a quarter heal root, a quarter some other kind of food. But we know we need cloth, and we're gonna need cloth at least for a little while. So let's just start by setting up a small cloth or cotton grow zone. And we'll just try to make it like, so there's still a 2-tile wide hallway around it. I don't think it needs to be huge. I know this is only a 1-tile wide hallway. Let's do it like that. It doesn't need to be huge. Even this, oh, no, cancel that. I don't want to delete the zone. I just want to remove some of it. Clear, delete zone, there we go. So if we just make this our cotton grow zone, knowing full well that it is on top of a power conduit and that could come back to bite us in the ass pretty hard. That's sensible to me. I don't think we need heal root in the moment, or we don't need a ton of heal root in the moment. But we may want to get to work, I don't know why I said that so weirdly. We may want to get to work constructing a 3rd indoor area. And this kill box should probably just be closed off and force enemies to come down here. But then we got all these turrets up here doing jack shit. Which is fine for now. I also think we should just give ourselves like a little bit of time to roll with things. You know, to make sure things shake out properly. Like, cleaning has got to get done. We're still in, I wouldn't say we're in tatters, but we're not in a great situation from where we were earlier. So, Tomo is hauling granite into the stockpile. Princess is cleaning. Can you put the human liver inside of our freezer, please? Emmy is repairing. I want all this shit to get hauled away. We also, I believe, yeah, we fell fairly far behind in our meal production. We have 23... Ooh, NL is wandering around in a psychotic daze. We have poor meal production right now, and that's not going to get better with me being in a mental daze right now. But it's not a huge surprise, I would say, either. We need to work on our kill box. We've needed to work on it for a while. Hopefully somebody will prioritize cooking. I haven't refactored in a while. I just want to make sure. Okay, Princess is walking around in a psychotic daze. Probably would be better if she weren't doing this in the freezer. But we still have 5 colonists that are, you know, living their lives. This room needs to be refactored as well. But let's look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we do have, like, the world's shittiest prison. But you know what? We've been This has been on the agenda for a while. It put my tender heart in a blender, and still I surrender to you. Hey, like a jump. Okay, granite. Granite's the one we have, right? Yeah, granite. We're gonna build it out like this instead. And we are going to need... This is not good. This is still bad. Especially if there's ever a fire in here. But at least it gives us unentrance if the fire's on this side. And we can actually probably go like build it out even a little bit. I'm like, okay, like this. This might seem silly, but it gives us an entrance into here, and it's a problem that is not a problem until it is a problem, and then it's a major problem. You know, it's like, hey, our roof's leaking, no big deal. Well, it can become a big deal pretty quickly. You know, the roof doesn't go, hey, in 2 days I'm going to collapse. It just collapses, right? So let's finally get this room taken care of, and we can make this a bedroom if we want. It doesn't have to be a... It doesn't have to just be a prison. And again, if I'm not articulating myself well, basically what's going on here is I want to make a one tile wide hallway more or less entirely around our geothermal vent, because otherwise it's closed in, and if there's a fire, it's going to hit like 30 quadrillion degrees in there, and everybody's skin is going to melt off of their freaking faces. So if possible, I would prefer to not have this happen. We still got 2 units not having a great time. Tomo's not feeling amazing, but he is, you know, sleeping with his lover right now, so he's going to be happy. We are in spring as well, so this is, you know, when the harvest gets bountiful. Maybe we should try to tame this... Oh, that's hunt. That's hunt. Maybe we should try to tame this ostrich. Ostriches may attack upon a failed taming attempt. You know, 3% chance. What's the worst that could happen? I will say another thing that's come up in comments is people saying, stop using your snipers for close quarters combat. This is all very fair. We just have a problem right now. And that problem is we don't really have any other weapons. So maybe we do want to work on smithing or machining. Yeah, we can machine effectively. But we need to get more steel, maybe? Or maybe not. We have 232. What we need to do is finally get our turrets sorted out. Like, this kill box is exclusively made to handle the insects in here, which is not really a long-term concern most of the time. But anyway, we got some things. We've set important priorities in order, so I'm not worried about that. Just take this, construct the wall, make it better. Major break risk on Tomo. What's wrong, buddy? Feeling terrible? 8 raw food? What do you mean 8 raw food? We have some meals remaining. One of our colonists in a daze is going to collapse due to exhaustion, yeah. Oh, Princess is no longer wandering around in a psychotic state. Fantastic news. She will probably be at a major break risk, but as long as she's not chaining... you know, disaster into disaster into disaster, I feel okay about that. NL is no longer wandering around in a psychotic state. Go eat a nutrient-paced meal, then probably go to bed. Also, like, wearing clothes might not be the worst idea. Yeah, go put on a bearskin duster. It's hard to feel bad when you're wearing a bearskin duster, man. Hunter lacks ranged weapon. That's Princess, but she's asleep, so... we're not going to disturb her sleep to give her a ranged weapon. We're just going to hope that there's no, you know, disasters coming in the interim period. Just want to make sure, like, weapons are available. Has this stuff started to be hauled? No, not at all. We need to issue a slag hauling order there. But it's going to take a while. You know, we're still... Keep in mind, we had, like, one of the greatest disasters in the history of our colony just happened. Like, in the past 10 or 20 episodes... And that's ridiculous, because we only have, like, 35. But in the past, let's say, 15 episodes, we've had, like, 8 catastrophic things happen. And many of them cascaded into one another. You know, they just... Manhunter pack, into poison ship, into, you know, toxic fallout. So, we've been dealing with a lot of catastrophes, and we've managed to largely pull out of it. Tattered apparel on Emmy. Cloth toque. Well, surely you'll get up, burn that toque, and take one of the many cowboy hats we have available here. Like this excellent husky fur cowboy hat. Ignore the ethical implications. We on a colony, boys. You know, we're in the shit right now. Alright. NL, wake up, please. But I wish you wouldn't do it, in the morning, because then you're going to have a mood debuff and chain disasters. Totally joy deprived. We can get over that. We can get over that. Catharsis! It felt good to finally unbottle my feelings. 25 mood up. That's actually awesome. Okay, so I want you to eat that meal and then cook several meals. We want people to stop eating insect meat. Can you just destroy it? Like... I don't know, like... I guess it's still food, but we have so much food that I just want to get rid of this insect meat. Maybe I can just configure this to not store insect meat. Probably should have done that ages ago, right? Yeah, that's the ticket right there. See, we are learning. Get out of there. We don't want insect meat in here anymore. Instead, just let your insect meat freaking rot out here. Dope. Okay, so that will be hauled now. And it probably will be hauled at a relatively high priority as well. Alright, is Princess awake? Yes. Princess should pick up a weapon. Everyone says Hunter lacks a ranged weapon is not a mood debuff, but still, I'd like to get it off the screen if possible. She's gonna clean some dirt. Important, but not as urgent, I think. Just in case we have a disaster. Bad sniper rifle. Bad pistol. Bad pistol. Bad sniper rifle. Very good sniper rifle. Okay. I mean, again, that's the problem. We're lucky that we have weapons for borderline everybody, but... where's that superior? There we go. And I need a new weapon as well, I think. Right now I'm cloud watching. If you could just equip maybe, like, the incendiary launcher. Yeah, right now, we're having a little bit... I guess we should consider ourselves blessed that we have, a weapon for everybody. However, there are some problems. We'd rather have, like, an assault rifle for everybody, so that should probably be considered a relatively high priority. But I think we've actually done a really good job, last 10 episodes or so, of improving this colony. We've solved a lot of problems that have plagued us for a long time, and we're starting to... I'm actually feeling like for the first time that I'm starting to get actually pretty good at RimWorld. Dan is probably going to have a major break sometime soon, but let's just say real save 086 milestone. I mean, it's kind of like it's a shitty save name because it's not specific, but gets the point across. Dan, his schedule is totally messed up. I just need to check if we have night owls that I'm not paying attention to. It's just me and Dan? We used to have, like, half night owls, but I guess they've all died, so now it's me and Dan working the late shift. And we're both sleeping in the daytime, so this is smart. Okay, so we should be over that mood debuff pretty soon. Don't eat next to the geothermal vent, please. It's a little silly to me. This one growing zone, by the way, is not really what I was thinking of when I was like... Oh, Emmy's still got tattered apparel. Maybe when it gets below 40%, she'll probably put on something else. I think I did it that way. Dope. I'm actually super happy to see this working out properly. And, why don't we just close this off? Something we probably should have done ages ago. And then hopefully all people will be funneled through this. And it's not our... I mean, this might even be a better kill box now. But this... At least these turrets, you might think they're useless, but I don't think so. Those turrets are only useless if we don't have any enemies drop, like, directly on top of us. So, I think this is good. I'm also noticing, like, it seemed like our batteries were not at even power levels. Like, the ones at the bottom are charging faster. That might actually be totally sensible, but I don't know. Like, it seems to me like that's not the way that things should be going, but maybe I'm incorrect. Like, I thought it might be indicative of something being broken in our power grid, but if I just follow the line, like, I don't see any breaks in the line, I don't see breaks in the line. I don't see... Is that Colin's bear animation? Yes, it is. Thank you for noticing. Cooler is turned off. Heaters are on. It's 5 degrees outside. Yeah, okay, keep your heaters on. I mean, that's the thing. I was talking to Michael L. Fox, and he was basically like, just keep your heaters on at all time and build more. They're cheap, and they're very easy to produce, and they don't take a ton of power, so it's not a huge cost to leave them on. Which is something that I've probably been guilty of maybe micromanaging a little bit too much in the past. Yeah, definitely go for these instead of the ones that are right next to your stockpile. Oh, yeah, no, drop them off at the stockpile. You're gonna go to meal. Hauling a steel slag chunk. Is Dan a #1 hauler? He's not. Visitors. Excuse me, Tomo. Would you like to enter the room? A group from small town at the valley are visiting the colony. They seem to have a few items for trade. Okay, so definitely we should send somebody to trade with them. My hope here is that I can trade that human liver to them, and no longer will it feel like we wasted our sterile floor, because we'll have gotten all of our money back. Hey, it's this centipede. I don't know if we should shut it down or... You know what? Add a build to shut it down, and hopefully we can harvest something from it that I wasn't aware of before. Maybe we can give Mathis like a big old centipede dick or something like that. Probably make Tomo happy. Okay, who's our social... I thought it was like Princess. Princess is our social character. She's a 6. Braddock. Braddock's a 6. Okay. A 6 with benefits. Go trade. Meals are getting back in here. Okay. Do you want to buy a human liver? It appears not. It plays an important role in metabolism, in case you're curious. Also, the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Okay. I would love to sell you insect meat. You won't take it. I don't really know what I want to sell you here, then. Like, I don't want to sell you my cowboy hats. I guess I should sell you all of the melee weapons we're never going to use. So I'm never going to use great bows or pilas that are really low in quality or in remaining, like, usefulness. I'm going to keep the guns just in case. But you know what? Let's keep, like, 1 pila, I guess. We're going to keep the sniper rifles. We're going to keep the Molotovs. We're going to keep the frag grenades. What a waste. This is like 53 silver. We'll sell... Oh, no, we can't sell shoddy pants, because they own them. And they want 56 bucks for them, which is a little ridiculous to me. Sure. Except... There you go. We got some silver. Okay, Mathis has shut this bad boy down. Can we... We'll disassemble it for steel then, right? Like, we have a build to disassemble dead mechanoids forever. So hopefully someone will go grab that and we'll be good to go. What are you doing here? Repairing conduit, maybe. That's good, that's good. Dan's still extreme break risk, but I think he's coming out of it a little bit. Okay, so Tomo's gonna haul by himself this enormous centipede back here. Where... Oh, he just dropped it off in the dumping zone. That's okay. Alright, now we should concern ourselves with the next improvements we want to make. Research is something that I've been talking about prioritizing for a few episodes here, and we've not been able to make it work. So I am eager to sort that out. Visitors are leaving, that's fine. We need our meal bill to get done before research is really going to pop off. Unfortunately, we're a lot slower at cooking meals now. And we need 40 and 10, I think. Is that right? Let me look at our bills here. No, we have 40 and 20. So we're way off because nutrient-based meals aren't going to count towards that bill. But I have faith that it will be handled. The only thing is another catastrophe could set us back a little bit here. So Dan got 80 steel, 50 plasteel, and 2 components from disassembling that mechanoid, which is a great haul. The other thing is, after we get our meals running in some kind of equilibrium... Really? Okay, this is a terrible spot for that, then. Refrigerated. Spoils in less than a day. We should just This is allowed to store slag, right? Yes. In which case, this should no longer be considered a critical stockpile. In fact, I may just delete this whole zone. We're going to need the slag eventually. The other thing we could do is install a door, but the door is going to be a fodder for... you know what? Let's install a door. Yeah, we want granite. I think granite might have higher HP than marble, so... This way, at least, it improves our efficiency, and if we see, you know, raiders breaking down the door, we got a chance to get there. Princess is picking out on food. Not the end of the world. Now we need to, like, objectively look at how our meal production's going here. Is it too slow? Well, it's very slow to produce fine meals because it requires getting 3 ingredients. But producing simple meals is very easy. The only problem is I think we're kind of back in like our old colony state where we're just not producing enough meals on a daily basis to ever feel like we're going to finish this bill. Which means we're never going to build more medicine unless we refactor our priorities, which means we're never going to get a lot of research done, again, unless we refactor our priorities. Like, we're pretty much maintaining an equilibrium here when it comes to meals. I think what we should do is have a non-night owl... Dan, every time, man. Whoa, that's such a waste. It's such a waste to haul this slag all the way out there. Can you instead just prioritize building this door? That'll save you, like, several days worth of work. Okay, so I think we should look at our menu here. We only have one person cooking at a high priority. Me and Dan are night owls. Someone who's good at cooking during the day should prioritize it. And you know what? It's probably Mathis. Mathis is going to go up to a 2 in cooking. And I think he'll be good here when I go to sleep, which should happen in like 2 hours. Mathis should pick it up. And then we got maybe twice or even like 2.2 times the amount of food being produced today. It just opens up a lot of time for us to be able to do the other bills. So I think this is a subtle but very smart improvement for us here. In that our colonists are not going to spend several hours hauling each piece of steel slag to the stockpile zone. Still have tattered apparel. Wait, no, you know what? I didn't put our new colonists into Young Metro. There we go. That's the problem. So these guys will now get naked if their clothes suck. And that'll get rid of the tattered clothing debuff. And then she'll go pick up the cowboy hat. Alright, so we were right and wrong simultaneously. Great stuff, though. Gotta forget, you know, or gotta remember, every time someone joins, there you go, that's the other thing. You gotta give them a joy period at the start of the day. And you gotta give them Young Metro. That, like, minor quality of life improvement, it would be sick to have an option that was just like a tick box, or, you know, you can do the UX on it, but a tick box that was like, assign this to all future colonists. It's just easy to forget, or maybe even a warning on the right side that's like, you know, colonist has not had regime assigned yet, or something along those lines, you know. There might be a better way to do it. Insect meat has rotted away in storage. That's fantastic news. Sincerely. Beer production's still bad, but, you know, on the agenda for us once we get our stuff actually factored properly here. We could use more meat, honestly. Like, we're not low on meat necessarily. We got 894, but it's going to be impossible for us to produce fine meals if we get too low, right? Fine meals, details. You need raw meat and raw plant ingredients. So we won't be able to produce fine meals, which are our highest priority, if we don't have meat. Probably, I would recommend not eating that cougar. Dan, you're doing a great job, buddy. You're really coming out of this on the other side. I appreciate that. We may want to move these turrets. I'm at, like, the video's getting close to being over here, and I'm really happy with the quality of life improvements we've made. You know, we've got cotton growing, and growing pretty well. Our power is holding, but it's not at a ridiculous level. Like, it's holding. Warg, self-tamed. Colonists have decided to name it Ricochet. There is no way I could ever eat this. We have a warg named Ricochet. That's the most badass thing I've heard in a long time. Okay, I think next thing, we're going to get another indoor supply of crops going. So we're going to issue a quick mining order, which is going to pull Mathis off of cooking. But he's so good at it that... Or he's so good at mining, I'm not overly concerned. And this one, I really think we should experiment with, like, 1/4 heal root, 1/2... well, I was going to say 1/2 cloth, but I think we've already sorted that, honestly. Like, this is going to provide enough cloth for us to make medicine, at the very least. Dan's still trying to pick up Mathis, which I gotta be honest, dude, I'm not too pleased with that. He's already in a good spot with Tomo, and I wish that you would not be a jerk about this. I do want to minor break risk Dan Giesling. He's doing it to himself, but I want to take a quick look at the history graph. Well, doing fine. I'm hesitating to say popping off. Mood, obviously huge dip around that psychic ship, but look at that. We've risen from the ashes. Kenya will rise, Madrina's boys, etc., etc. I was just gonna say, I have to help, or I can't help but notice it's not very clean, but it's being handled. I would like this all mined out. Our other priority, of course, is it would be good for us to get rid of this and then probably expand our hospital because it's cramped and hideous in there. Major break risk, Dan Giesling. Yeah, maybe if you stop letting yourself get rebuffed by Mathis, it wouldn't be as big of a problem. Mathis is already spoken for. He and Tomo are in love, okay? We don't need this granite, by the way. We just need the space. I can't help but think that we're probably due for a nasty disaster at some point coming up. But I also can't help but notice that Mathis, when this mining is done, is probably going to be able to get us to finish this food bill. And once we get back up to, like, relative food safety, research is going to pop off. I know it's probably becoming like an NL meme. Oh, research, got to get our research popping off. But I really believe it, and I think we're approaching it. Dan's still at a major break risk. He's loving those fine meals, though. You know, 5 mood per day is no joke, dude. Completely counteracts disturbed sleep. Minor, major, minor, major. Well, stop getting rebuffed and just look at some art, you dingus. We're so close. We're so close. Just need this to get mined. I appreciate the potatoes. Those are a necessary part of doing business. Our bill is not going to get finished. We need another 13 meals, and some are going to be, you know, produced at roughly the rate that they're being consumed. So we're still coasting off of muffalo meat, which is something that I don't really like saying. Muffalo tenders in the heart of America. Insect meat is rotted away. That's fantastic. That's another, like, subtle improvement that I've made here and can continue to make in the future now. You know, if I don't want certain kinds of meat, just dump them, man. Oh my god, we're gonna finish our bill. And then we're gonna make warts, which is actually gonna slow us down even more. But this is good, because we're there. Dan's gonna fill that fermenting barrel. We're gonna research. It's actually happening. Wait. The drug lab should not be... Oh, no, it is due until you have X. I wonder why we're not prioritizing it then. But research is being done for the first time in, like, 7 or 8 episodes. Braddock has gotten food poisoning. From fine meal? Oh, thanks a lot, Sterile Tiles. Again, apparently, the comments I trust the most were like, it helps a little bit. Major break risk. Dan Giesling. Ugly environment? Really? Didn't think it was that bad. Hauling potatoes. So Dan basically has nothing to do right now. I'm noticing that he's spending an awful lot of time just walking around, hauling, resting. Dan, it would benefit him to have something to do. A chunk of spacecraft has fallen from nearby, or fallen from space and landed nearby. We have an angry wild boar that cannot make it into our base. Where's the chunk of spacecraft? Whoa, that is extremely close. All right, oh my god, my alarm's been going off for 19 seconds here. I think, you know, as relatively tame as this episode was, That's what we're going to call it. And we'll just say, you know, there's mild improvements. 087, same. So far, so good. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed this one. Keep leaving constructive feedback in the comments below. I really believe in the expression, make hay while the sun's up. And the sun's up right now. This is when we should be making, you know, like, improvements forward. We should be getting better and better. We should maybe, like, build a moisture pump so we can get that taken care of. Did we ever research moisture pump? I thought we did. Anyway, for now, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Really appreciate the continued support on RimWorld. I'm loving the game. That's part of the reason I'm still playing it. You guys are liking it. The audience that still watches is diehard, and I appreciate that because I'm having a great time with the game as well. Genuinely, like, one of my favorite game experiences of this year. But for now, new episodes 2 p.m. PST every single day. I'll see you tomorrow if you want to see the next one. Thanks for watching.